Major funding for Sembrando El Futuro was provided by the Division of Adult Education, New Jersey Department of Education. Additional funding has been provided by the Victoria Foundation.
Hi, I'm Mauricio Gerson. The most significant stages in the development of a child are found in the first years of life. It is during this time that a child learns and develops most rapidly. That is why it's very important for parents to understand the various stages of development and what we can expect from our children. In this program, we'll give you an inside view on new research findings and how we can utilize this knowledge in order to provide a healthier environment for our children.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter.
In order to explore the developmental stages of a child since birth, we talked to Dr. Carol Lizard, a leading researcher in this area.
With our system, we were able to sort out 8 different emotion expressions that can be identified in very early infancy. At birth, we have observed the expression of interest, the newborn smile, the expression of physical distress or pain. And we are quite confident that these are there and that they can be shown at birth. By about 3 to 6 weeks of age, it is possible to elicit a social smile from the infant. This is at about 3 weeks, you can do this with a high-pitched human voice. By about 6 or 7 or 8 weeks, you can do this with a smiling, nodding face. We have found through running through this sort of experiment now with quite a few children, we're quite confident in saying that by the age of 3 months, an infant can respond in a meaningful way to changes in the facial and vocal expressions of its parent. And for that reason, we think it's very important from the very early months of life for the mother to be alert to her own expressions and to how the baby is responding to her. Being sensitive to these signals can tell us more about what the baby is actually experiencing and what the baby is motivated to do. This is a little controversial. Not all scientists agree that what's on the face is also in the mind, but it's our position that what we see on the face is also represented in the infant's mind or in consciousness, and that the infant feels what it shows. And if this is true, then we are much better prepared to respond to the infant's feelings and needs if we pay close attention to the signals on the baby's face. We accept this is true for pain. If we know the baby is stuck with a needle, we see the pain expression on the face, we don't doubt that the baby feels pain. Why not accept that the baby feels joy when it smiles, that it feels sadness when it shows sadness? And the identification of these emotional expressions becomes important to us now because we know that the infant has a much greater capacity for social communication than we had ever dreamed was true.
One of the things that we have learned in the last 25 years is that children indeed can do things at earlier ages than we thought they could before. However, what has seemed to hold up is that there are sequences of development, and some things come before other things. As Piaget described it, as others have described it, as we have studied it, the sequence of development is the same. Children sit up before they stand, and they stand before they walk. We know that children need to be loved, they need to be taken care of, they need to be played with, and they need to be taught. These are universals. Every culture and in all times, this seems to have been a requirement. We're just watching a play situation with Alex and his folks. Alex is a bit of a shy one-year-old. Many one-year-old boys are rather shy, easily frightened, and difficult to soothe. At 1 year of age, a child is quite capable of engaging in elaborate play. Children at 1 year of age, when their parents leave, become quite upset, and it is likely that Alex will start to cry, both as protest and as signal for parents not to leave him, as well as upset over being left. Notice that he looks around for his parents. He doesn't see anyone he knows there. He's remained calm, and now he looks like he's about to get up and go to the door. He's all by himself. He's doing really well. He's calling for his folks and asking them to come back. Notice he's quite vigorous in his calling. He's looking around the room. He clearly doesn't see them. Notice that his play behavior has stopped. This is the first sign that the one-year-old is distressed. He is no longer happily at play. Some one-year-olds, when left alone by their parents, immediately will start to cry and immediately become incapacitated.
Hello, sweetheart. Yes, hello. Oh, hi. We didn't leave you. No, we didn't leave you. My goodness, no. Oh.
Now notice how quickly an upset child is able to be comforted and is able to go on. The absence of the parent is a critical event in the child's life. The difference that we can see at between 1 and 2 comprise increased motor ability, increased complex play, and increased social interaction, although the social interaction is still quite limited. At 10 months, children, like mirrors, pay attention to themselves in the mirrors. Now she's going to put the rouge on the child's nose, and now who looks in the mirror. At this age, children will look at themselves in the mirror, but will not touch their nose. Although they enjoy the image in the mirror, they don't know that that image is themselves. We're now going to watch a 2-year-old in front of the mirror and see what kind of differences there are. He's pointing to his image, and now rouge is going to be applied to his nose. There we go. Now, he will be placed back, and his attention will be drawn to the mirror again. And now he looks, and he touches his nose. This is exactly what a 2-year-old will do. He can tell that that image in the mirror represents him away from the mirror. That achievement, somewhere between 1 and 2 years, is a major milestone in children's lives.
Once we realize what children can do and their need to freely explore the world, we should make their task easier by adapting the environment in which they develop. Open spaces where they can move freely and away from dangerous substances and obstacles. It is imperative that during the first years of life, we keep an eye on everything they do. Mishaps can occur very quickly.
¡Vengan todos! ¡Vengan todos los niños! ¡Vengan, corran! Bienvenidos a the Wild West City Summer Camp. Y estoy aquí para que ustedes gozan el verano conmigo en mi caballo. ¿Le gusta el caballo? ¿Le gusta? ¿Quieren montar caballo? ¡Sí! Vamos, todo el mundo, firme este papel aquí que vamos a gozar este verano, ¿no? ¡Vamos a gozar! ¡Más duro, no te oigo! ¡Sí! ¿Quieren montar caballo? ¡Sí! ¿Le gustan los caballos? ¡Sí! Bueno, otro. Sigue filmando ahí, sigue filmando. Que vamos a gozar estilo vaquero. ¡Yeah! La próxima. Mamita linda, ¿te gustan los caballos?
Hello. Mira los caballitos, ¿me puedo montar en la cabeza? Y yo cuido del bebé.
No estoy segura.
Déjalo quedar, déjalo. Ricky fue el año pasado y tenía un tiempo muy bien. ¡Déjalo!
¿Es seguro dejarlos?
Sí, también ahí, déjalo ahí. Las nenas lo ven, suben.
Ok. ¿Tú filmaste, nena? ¿Todo el mundo filmó?
Claro.
Todavía. Que no se quede atrás nadie. Es para gozar, todo el mundo para gozar. Vengan todos. Vamos a gozar. Y tú sabes escribir, mamita. Tan pequeñita ya sabe escribir. ¡Venga, mi gente! Eso es, a gozar todo el mundo este verano con mi caballito. Hey, ¿te gustan los caballos? ¿Ah? ¿Te gustan los caballos? Sí. ¿Te gustan los caballos? Sí. Ay, sí, di que sí. Así, di que sí. ¿Te gusta? ¡Venga! Bueno, ahora, si ustedes quieren, pueden tocar mi caballito, pero uno a uno, no la azoren. ¿Tú ves? Ten cuidado, que tiene dientes. Los dientes duelen también.
Come on, hurry up.
Ven acá, Shorty. Ven acá. ¿Te gustan los caballos? Está comiendo. Dale otra. Who's first?
Mira, nene, yo no sé dónde está. Pero si estaba aquí, vamos a buscarlo. Ok, vámonos.
Anda atendida, que ya hace mucho tiempo que no he pasado por acá a visitarme.
Gracias. Siempre tengo que estar cuidando a los niños y nunca tengo el tiempo. ¿Y tú, cómo estás?
Pues aquí con esta barriga, Ricky para arriba, para abajo.
¿Tú te recuerdas cuando estuvo el nene?
Ay, que era tan gorda que no pasaba por esa puerta, hija.
Qué bochorno, yo no quiero pasar por eso, mamá. Nena, que hace tiempo tú no la ves.
Ay, mira, Marcela, atención, que Dios te cuide. Mami, el nene.
¿El nene estaba contigo?
Pero yo estaba hablando con Lucy y
¿Y qué?
él estaba, me estaba empujando y mirando el cabellito, y cuando fui para buscar al hermano, él no estaba ahí.
Ay, Marcia, tú estabas por estar cuidando a ese niño. ¿Cómo que tú no lo sabes? ¿Cómo que tú no sabes dónde está él? ¿Y Lucy, dónde está?
Estaba fuera buscándolo.
¿Buscándolo? ¿A dónde? ¿Dónde lo has buscado?
Todos los partes de aquí.
Ay, nena, y si algo le pasaba a ese niño, tú vas a ser la responsable, ¿oíste? Ya dígame, por culpa tuya, tú me dijiste que estaba seguro abajo.
Sí, Ricky se pasó allá afuera y nunca le ha pasado nada. Es que no lo estaban velando, eso es lo que pasó.
¿Por qué siempre con tus amiguitas? ¿Ves lo que has hecho? Tú estabas supuesto estar cuidando a ese niño, Marcia. Tú estabas supuesto cuidarlo. Y si algo le pasaba a ese niño, ¿qué no vamos a hacer? ¿Qué tú vas a hacer? Tú estabas supuesto estar velándolo.
Yo sé, pero yo estaba hablando con Lucy.
Tú estabas supuesto estar hablando con
Elvia Quintonacua
¿Qué? ¿Qué? ¿Que alguien se lo lleve? ¿Por qué tú no me has dicho eso anteriormente?
Ay, Dios mío, hay que llamar a la policía. Es que hay que llamar a la policía ahora mismo.
Que yo le voy a decir a mi esposo.
Ay, Dios mío.
Que yo le voy a decir a mi esposo ahora.
¿Cómo se van a llevar a ese nene así?
Por favor, encuentren a mi hijo. Por favor, encuentren a mi hijo.
No se preocupe, señora, se lo van a encontrar.
Por favor. No, por favor, encuentren a mi hijo. Por favor, encuentren a mi hijo.
Unit 39, I received that information. Thank you.
Hey, Jess, it fits the description of the truck the boy was last seen getting into.
Yeah, Rich, I just got the call back. It is a stolen truck.
But will we ever find him?
Will we ever find? That is a question.
It has been estimated that 1.8 million persons are reported as missing every year. Approximately 1.5 million of them are children. Based on an estimated 6,000 to 8,000 stranger abductions per year, this figure translates to 24 abductions a day. But what can be done about it? Sergeant Richard Rufino is with us in our studio. He is the supervisor of the Missing Persons Bureau of the Bergen County Sheriff's Department. He's a member of the FBI's National Crime and Information Center Task Force. He has also been a victim of kidnapping himself at the age of 9. Welcome to Imágenes, Sergeant.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
We just saw the dramatization of the abduction of a 2.5-year-old kid. What are the steps that follows? What can we do about it?
Well, first of all, I have to point out that it was very professionally done. The horse in the incident was certainly the attraction for the abductor to go there to find children. Probably a lot less emphasis put on whose fault it was to get the information off to the police right away so they can come in and start their investigation.
And shall we call the FBI or just the local police?
You call the local police first, and then the local police will determine what the course of action would be. They're not at all reluctant calling the FBI if there's an abduction.
How about a private investigator?
Private investigators I don't think they have any business in police work. You have police work that you're a tax-paying citizen. You're entitled to the service. We're paid to serve and protect the public, and that's what we get paid for. Why would you take your hard-earned money and call a private investigator?
Mm-hmm. What are the reasons why kids under the age of 9 are usually kidnapped?
There are multiple reasons. They're children are sold, children are kidnapped and murdered. They're using pornography and prostitution, and they're for every child that's missing, there's probably a reason why that person took that. There are people out there who can't have children, who love children, probably give them a real good home. But, who's to know when that child disappears, what category they fall in?
Is there any specific characteristics that we should look for in cases of abduction? I mean, who to worry about?
Well, the old cliche of not talking to strangers is simply not enough. There has to be more family education. It's not the little old man standing on a corner in the raincoat and the dirty, dingy hat that you have to worry about. It's people, your own neighbors, your own friends. 85 to 90% of the children that are abducted or molested are done so by people that the child has confronted before. So education is going to be the strong issue here as to the success of this whole national and state project.
You've been in both sides of the fence. You've been a victim yourself and you're a law enforcer. What are your major frustrations? What are the missing links?
The dissemination of information between agencies has to really be upgraded. The federal bill mandates that the FBI will collect and disseminate information on missing children and missing persons in general. You know, the FBI has overextended themselves in this issue. The Congress of the United States has, the Senate of the United States has. Many people have contributed to this issue. The governor of our state now just signed into law the missing persons bill for our own state, where we're going to create a state bureau of missing persons to help other agencies get this information out. But the truth of the matter is, all this hard work, the system is still underutilized at the local level.
Mm-hmm. Talking about the local level, you come from Bergen County, which has a large concentration of Hispanics. What is the rate of kidnapping among Hispanics?
I think that we've had, since I've been working the last 7 years there, I think we've only had one abduction, which was a parental abduction of a Hispanic. And very few of our Hispanic population, probably out of the over 300 cases, probably had maybe about 3 missing Hispanic people missing.
And why is this?
I would almost believe that there's more family closeness in this Hispanic community. They can relate to, you know, they're more family oriented.
You mentioned the steps that the Congress has taken and the President has taken, but what is the Missing Children Act of 1982?
What it does is it collects and disseminates. The FBI will collect through the NCIC computer, which is the National Crime and Information Center, information on missing people, unidentified living and deceased people. It also has a clause in it for parental access, meaning if an agency puts a delay, a heavy time delay, or refuses to take a missing persons report on anybody, whether it be a child or an adult, it gives the right of the parent or the person reporting that person missing the right to go to the local FBI office and say, I've been to my local police and they don't want to take this report. They are mandated by law to accept that report and enter it into the computer. It must be clearly pointed out that missing persons in general is a local police problem, not an FBI problem. It becomes an FBI problem if there's a ransom demand, if a state line's been crossed, or what they call a 24-hour presumption, depending on the investigation. You could presume a state line's been crossed and they'll enter the case.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Sergeant, well, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Another key person in the successful passage of the Missing Children Act of 1982 is John Welsh, whose 6-year-old son was abducted in a shopping mall in Florida. Adam Welsh's remains were found 2 weeks later.
50,000 children will disappear this year. You should make your children aware that they're at risk. There should be some kind of a secret code name between the parent and the child that no one else knows, so that if a stranger comes up to your child, there's no equal power base between the adult and the child. I've heard many child molesters testify how skilled they are at it. Time magazine says the average child molester molests 68 children before he's ever suspected. The code word, if he comes up for any reason, children wear their names on shirts all the time, which is wrong. They'll come up and say, Billy, your mother got hit out in the parking lot. I'm here to pick you up from school, or I'm here to get you, etc., etc. If they don't say the code word, they shouldn't go with that person. Children should know their phone number, their area code. My son didn't know his area code. He was found outside of our area code. If he had ever tried to call me, which he couldn't have, he would have never been able to. They should know their street address in their state. They should know that they're at risk. They should know that they should scream. I taught my son to be a little gentleman, and if he'd have screamed, maybe someone would have seen who had taken him. They should know that if a person comes up to them that they don't know the person's address, their name, have never seen them before, that they shouldn't go with them. 50,000 children were never heard from again last year in this country that were taken. I would rather have my child, and I have a new daughter, 1 year old, be a little more paranoid and aware that it's 1983 than to go identify her body in a morgue. It's our obligation and responsibility of parents to let our children know that they're at risk in this country, and there are a lot of people out there who don't love children.
It's a horrible problem, and until a few years ago, it was easier to track a stolen car in this country than it was a missing child, and that's why I and a number of other senators responded with the Missing Children's Act of 1982, and why we're sponsoring the Missing Children's Act of 1983 that will provide a toll-free number and a national clearinghouse so that parents and local police departments have somewhere to turn to try to find children that are missing.
Hide and Seek is a national nonprofit organization which has helped locate many missing children, most of them parentally abducted.
Hide and Seek is there, and we will help them through the legal steps, help them take the steps that they have to take. But it is the parent who knows the person who has taken their child. We can help them.
In case of parental abduction.
Right.
But how about if it's not a parental abduction? Would you help them too? I mean, if people don't know who took the child.
Yes. We follow up the leads that they have, and we work with the police department. A child has rights. Although he may not vote and he may not pay taxes, he has rights. That child has a right to be able to go to bed in his own bed at night.
Even though our awareness of this problem is increasing, the possibilities of finding a missing child are minimal. The solution is not only finding the child, but preventing an abduction from happening. It's not possible to spend every minute of every day with our children, but it's worth spending the time with them, no matter how long it takes, to teach them how to protect themselves rather than spending the rest of our lives looking for them. Hasta pronto.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my need. A lonely place to be. So I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, I succeed. At least I'll live to show me. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my.
Major funding for Sembrando El Futuro was provided by the Division of Adult Education, New Jersey Department of Education. Additional funding has been provided by the Victoria Foundation.